Guys, it's finally time to talk about Wuthering Waves, what I think about it, what all has happened in the last couple of days with its launch, and all the great things. I want to start off like very beginning and point out that this is by far the best main character I've ever seen in a gacha game. She is so cool. Her design is like really good. Like if she was like a skin from like Fortnite or something, people would buy it. If she was like a limited 5-star character, I think she would be popular. Like she's just really fun. Her kit's like super flashy too. Like she's just enjoyable to play. And then like, oh, look at that. Like that's just so cool. She's such a cool character. Everyone's gonna build her. She's super good. The game's been really fun. I want to start off with a few things that I think this game right off the bat just does dramatically better than Genshin. The first one is gonna be movement. You can sprint unlimited in this game, just straight up. You can sprint unlimited. You can run up walls. You can do flips over the walls. Like, look at this. You can just run up and down everything. You can air dash. You can grapple in the air. You can glide. It's just very, like, enjoyable. And I'm going to do a little fight against this so you can see kind of what the combat's like. I'll go over some complaints in a minute. Part of this is the most unlucky I've ever been in a gacha game. But I haven't gotten there yet. I'll show you what I mean. So when you beat guys in the overworld, you can absorb their souls and then they basically become loot for you. I love that. Loot system in this game, much more fun than Genshin's because I can actually just explore to get loot. And I really like that. It makes the world feel more organic. I know a lot of people were complaining that they thought this was going to be a really drab and ugly world. Few things I've noticed, as you clear different regions on the map through the world quests, you actually change how the zone looks. So the zone will look better over time. Each zone is fairly unique looking as well. They have different like biomes all across the map, and some of it will be, you know, fiery or rainy or snowy or desert. That's cool. There is a lot of, you know, dark, drab, ugly areas like this with fog, but then there's a lot of really, really pretty areas that are just breathtaking. Let me see if I can find the one that I'm specifically thinking of. There was a quest where I had to go to the top of some like crazy high mountaintop. I think it's... I want to say the mountaintop's over here. I thought there was a marker for it though. Weird. I thought there was a marker for this mountaintop. Apparently not. I'm like 99% sure there is. We'll see if I can find it while I talk about other things. But yeah, so this game, one thing that I am not, yeah, that's the mountaintop. One thing I'm not a fan of is this main city. It's fine. It's probably the least detailed part of the entire game. Because I think this game, it's a really detailed environment. The reflections look really, really nice in this game. Like, I think this water looks better than Genshin's by a lot. It just does. But when it comes to the detail of the literal city, I don't think it's as nice looking. I think it's just because it's more open. This kind of reminds me more of Star Rail's city design, which is what it is. Now, that being said, getting around this city is dramatically better. You know, you can zip around to things. You can run up and down walls. You know, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. Obviously, player error is a thing. That's really, really cool. And then, let's see. Try one more time to see if I have that on the map unlocked. Oh, I do. Here it is. I'll show you the top of the mountain. This is like the prettiest view I've seen in the game. With the sunrise coming up, it looked spectacular. I don't know that we're going to see a sunrise right now, but we'll see what it looks like from the very peak. Oh my gosh. What the? Okay, that was crazy. I didn't know this cow was going to moo me off the top. Get rid of the stupid cow. Very, very pretty map. You're not going to see the sunrise right now because I don't know if this game has real-time weather. When I was up here before, there was a beautiful sunrise and it looked really pretty. It wasn't all overcast like this. There's the sun. The game can be really bright and pretty when it wants to be. Now, I want to talk about performance. There's a lot to talk about in this video. I want to talk about performance. People have complained that the game hasn't run right, and when I first launched the game, it chugged. Holy crap, it was terrible. The game literally moved at like a 2 FPS.
It is natural to feel dreadful of the unknown.
Turns out, I think the issue was Epic Games. I uninstalled it from Epic, installed it on the dedicated launcher, and I haven't had an issue since. I think that's pretty big. If you have an issue, maybe swap your launcher. And this game has pretty nice graphic settings, I will say. Like, it has DLSS if you really need to like get more frames or whatever. So I would use DLSS if you are having issues. Make sure your drivers are updated and all those things. Genshin had launch issues as well, so I'm not surprised this game does with how big it is. But that being said, the combat is amazing, very, very smooth, and now that the game's running really good for me, that's great. Good news for everyone else, if the game isn't running well for you, the developers noticed that and are fixing it, and they will be giving us a free 5-star, I believe, tomorrow. So, yeah, be on the lookout for a free 5-star. You also have your 5-star selector. Let's see if I can show you mine. Obviously, I want Calcharo because I got scuffed and don't have him. But you get a free 5-star tomorrow, and you also have your banner here. So everyone should be getting exactly who they want, which is pretty cool. And what else is there? Oh yeah, let's go over my summons. So I got insanely unlucky. These are the only characters I have. I have the free one, the other free one, the other free one, the one character I've pulled, free one, starting character, and then I, from the novice banner, got freaking Ling Yang, which was the only character I really didn't want. That being said, he is pretty fun to play, but I'm going to bench him as soon as I have Calcharo, so still kind of an L. And then every time I've pulled, I've gotten a weapon. Like, it's actually ludicrous. I have so many 4-star weapons, it's dumb. I do have a really good one, this one specifically, the Cadenza, which I've gotten a few times. That being said, I'm not using any gun characters, so really unfortunate for me. I love this character. Oh my gosh, she's so cool. This is something I also like. Every time you swap pages, you get a different animation. I think that's really nice. Different animation depending on what page you're on. I think that's just a nice tweak. Something I really like. What else is there to talk about? I will say, I feel like the menus in this game are a little bit more confusing than Genshin's, although they're not bad. It's just something that everyone's going to have to get used to. I do like that it teaches you how to play each character individually. I think that's really, really cool. They have like that mini tutorial you can use to kind of learn your character's kit and their weaknesses, how strong, how weak they are. I think that's really, really nice. It could be a bit more in-depth, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, in terms of the combat, people were talking about how this was going to be super hard in a Dark Souls killer. For the most part, I've been clearing everything very easily without dying with level 1 weapons. Now, I'm only, Solaris rank 2 or 3? Yeah, Soul 3 phase, rank 3. So I'm not really at a hard part of the game yet. But so far, it's been really, really easy. Unless they decide to do time trial stuff, everything should be kind of easy to clear, I would say. But I haven't really gotten super far yet. In terms of the story, that's something important. I will say the start of the story was a classic isekai where you're the chosen one hero. You got your little harem of women, which makes me feel really dumb for saying there wasn't enough women in this game, when every starting character you meet is a woman. But yeah, you got your harem, everyone's worshiping you, yada yada. And it wasn't really that interesting until they brought Scar in. Spoiler alerts. So 3, 2, 1. So Scar is basically trying to convince you that all the people worshiping you are using you and they're not actually good guys. Scar is trying to convince you that he is the same as you and that you don't know who to trust. And your character obviously decides to side with the good guys and not Scar. But it is leading you to think that maybe the story is going to be more in-depth than it is. The voice acting for the first couple characters was really, really bad, but after that, it seemed to get better. That's just for English dub specifically. Scar's voice, though, was perfect. It was really, really good. But a lot of the characters have had pretty mid voices, specifically, was it Chixia and this girl, whatever her name is, Baiju. Their voices are pretty terrible. Other than that, though, that's not really why I'm playing the game. Best news is you can skip literally all the story content in the game with one button press. So all of these side quests, which I don't know if you guys know me super well yet, but I hate the world quests and exploration quests and side quests. And I've done every single one that I've come across so far because I can just skip the useless yapping with one button. It makes it so much more enjoyable to play them because I don't have to like read the dumb dialogue that means nothing. Like I'm doing it for XP and they're treating it like that I'm doing it for XP. I'm very excited for this, by the way. The day 5, we get Sanhua. I am very excited to play her. I think she's going to be really, really good, and she looks really, really fun. In terms of the event so far, it was cool. They let us try out the characters. I realized I don't want Jingyan. I'm mad that I don't have Danjin yet, because Danjin's OP. Danjin's one of the units I thought was a dude, by the way, when I was making my thingy about how there isn't enough female characters in the game. I really thought this was a dude. It had the Xingqiu vibe. I knew they were super good 4-star like Xingqiu. She's basically red Xingqiu in terms of OPness, except it happens to be a girl, and I just didn't notice that. So that sucks. I do plan on pulling Yinlin potentially to go with my Calcharo, and I would really like to play the game free to play, so I'm a little bit worried about pulling Chinchi, I think is her name, and the redhead girl that comes after. Basically, I'm calling it 6-star Ayaka and 6-star Ayaka's mom. I think it'll be pretty sweet. Yeah, I don't know how much more there is to talk about. I know people are pretty pissed off about a few things in the game, mainly the performance. Some people saying this game's not as good as Genshin. I think at the launch, this game's much better than Genshin. There is enemies literally everywhere. It seems like no matter where you go, you run into people, and there's plenty of people to fight. The game's very action-packed. The story, dude, okay, listen to this, guys. Imagine the story without Paimon repeating everything that's said, right? And then imagine the ability to just teleport to the next location for each sequence of the story, and then it all revolves around fighting. That's awesome. On top of that, when they do puzzles, the puzzles are fairly simple, but you still have to think a little bit. And the puzzles are actually pretty fun and intuitive. I usually hate puzzles in games, and I have gone out of my way to do every single puzzle that I have come across so far, just because the puzzles are really, really well designed. I'm really enjoying them. I like the enemy variety as well. I feel like I'm not fighting the same enemies all the time. Look at that parry.
My time to shine.
We'll show you off some of what this guy does. So he's actually pretty cool. I like his aerial combat playstyle. I think it's sick. That being said, he's using a level 1 weapon, so he doesn't really do any damage. He has cool animations. I just don't like that he's a furry. That's my only issue with him. But see, like, I just went around the world, found a mob, and I got gear from it. That's something Genshin never did. Like, I don't know if you guys understand what a game changer it is to actually be able to just get gear from free roaming. Like, I actually want to free roam now. It feels like there's a point to it. It feels like the free roaming actually matters, which is really, really cool. And like a kind of a breath of fresh air. Because although I do have, you know, resin to use, whatever they call it in this game, wave plates, I am not completely gated from my progress by using it, which is nice. Ooh, you can air dodge too. I'm a big fan of that. All the characters have pretty intricate combos to use as well. This is the healer lady, Baiju. Everyone's going to get her for free. I don't really know why I use her, aside from getting my swaps to come up. And because she's obviously a healer. But I got through most of the game without using a healer at all. Like, I basically didn't even use a healer. All of the bosses I beat without a healer, and I just brought her up specifically because I want to have a full Glacio team. It's super loud. Hopefully you guys can't hear that background noise. But I wanted a full Glacio team, so that's why we kind of raised her up. And I don't have Verena, so apparently I'm going to need her. Ooh, new trophy. So obviously the drops are random, which kind of makes it more fun. And I might eventually find a shiny or something. I don't know. Wait, that one... New rarity. Oh, just blue. But yeah, overall, guys, really enjoying Wuthering Waves. I don't know that this game necessarily has killed Genshin yet, but it definitely has the potential to. There's a lot of things better than Genshin. Don't know really what I'm going to title this video. Probably just my thoughts on Wuthering Waves so far. No, I need to make it more clickbaity than that, you know, gotta grow. But if you got in this far in the video, you're a real MVP.
Lion up.
This game
Victory
will
is
not
mine
be
at this year's
this game will not be killing Honkai Star Rail in my heart. Honkai is the perfect side game. I can play it alongside of this fine, and I can easily just cover both games. So I think that's really fun. I think for stream, this game's probably way more fun to watch, but I'm not really a great streamer, and people don't really watch my stream, so that doesn't really matter. I will just make videos on the cool stuff as they come out. This game, I am free to play, and I am no longer spending money on Star Rail either. I might end up spending on this game in the future, depending on how much it pops off, and if I like any of the characters on the way. No one has really captivated me too much, and with all the free pulls we're getting, I don't really know that I need to spend yet. That being said, people should be spending on the game because we do want it to succeed, and if we don't spend, the game will die. And we really don't want that, although this game is insanely free-to-play friendly, and the 4 stars are awesome. The only way it survives is if we spend. The hard part is I feel like the best waifu in the game so far is literally the main character, and the ultimate husbando so far, outside of the Jingyan and Calcharo, is probably this guy, Alto, who's another 4-star. Everyone in this game honestly does look very good. I feel like she looks kind of lame. Don't like her. He's a Reddit mod. She is the Paimon of the game, or the March 7th, but she's not actually that annoying. She's fine. She reminds me of the girl from One Piece, the sister. But other than that, guys, really excited for the game. Gonna be making some content on it now that it's out. Be a lot more fun to watch too now that I can actually, you know, show the game in the background and it's actually my content. So if you guys want to see more stuff, like, comment, and subscribe below. Let me know what you're thinking about the game, how you're feeling, and I might make some more in-depth videos going into specific topics as you all want to hear them. Hope you guys have a great day. I look forward to talking to you in the future.